Shalom. All praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bashma Shai, Bashma Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the brothers around the world, all the sincere brothers that are preaching the Lord's word. Now, this would be a lesson going into keeping your speech, brief and short, and learning not to, say too much of nothing. Meaning you're just saying, vain things. You're saying too much without keeping on topic or subject. For example, you're discussing, in your lesson about a particular topic. Let's say woman. And you get one scripture. I'm a rather dull. I'm in the house of the lion. Then with a wicked woman. Paraphrasing, you just ramble on and on, and go into useless information. You go into pop culture. You go into personal experience. Is not important. It's best to keep on topic or subject so that you could say a lot, but with a little. This is Sirach, or Ecclesiastes chapter 32 verse 8. Let thy speech be short, comprehending much in few words. Comprehending, goes into understanding. Comprehending much in few words. Be as one that knoweth, and yet holdeth his tongue. And that does not just come overnight, because when the Lord wakes you up, through the teaching of apostles and elders on down, the Most High put in the spirit in them, to bring out the truth and to preach, to Israel, that they should wake up. And then the Lord wakes you out of sleep and brings you into the truth. Takes you out of the world and brings you into the truth. You're a babe, so you know something, but you don't really know a lot, and you don't have much experience yet to say a lot with just a few words. And it's going to take time, but it's best to pray and pray to Yahweh Shema Shai, and then practice it, so you could become better, so you could become a better spiritually, so you could grow. Let that speech be short, comprehending much in few words. So his speech short, which means there's not any fluff in there. You're just saying unnecessary things, instead of saying what needs to be said. Comprehending much in few words. Be as one that knoweth. That means you know a lot. Let's say a topic, about cell phones. A whole bunch about cell phones, but you're holding your tongue, because when you run off your mouth, when you just talk, that that that's that's gonna you're basically exposing yourself that you know all those things, and then you start to look like a fool because you start to say things that aren't necessary. Be as one that knoweth and yet holdeth his tongue. But when you know a lot and then you hold your tongue, and then you bring out little information here and there, you'll seem wiser than the one that's just talking on and on. And the next scripture is Ecclesiastes chapter 5 verse 2. And this is something that you have to learn. You have to pray, you have to practice, and then you have to learn. You have to pray, fast. You have to work, of course. You have to do the work of the Lord. You gotta make your lessons. You gotta be brotherly. You have to develop experience in the truth, and with that you will grow spiritually, and then through time you will be able to say a lot in a few words because you have experience, so you have understanding of it, of whatever you're talking about. And this leads into doing your shows, doing your lessons. Sometimes we go on and we start saying things that are not necessary instead of staying on topic, and that leads into your lessons being a bit longer than they should be, which is supposed to say much in a few words. Ecclesiastes chapter 5 verse 2, and this is a response, to a brother that made the video about short lessons. I think that was a topic, on how to make short lessons. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 5 and verse 2. Be not rash with thy mouth, and let not thine heart be hasty to utter anything before the Most High. So that means you have to think before you speak. Let me look up the word rash. Rash, displaying or proceeding from a lack of careful consideration of the possible consequences of an action. So the other words are reckless, impetus, impulsive. You're just ready to say anything without thinking about it. Without thinking about the effect that it's gonna have, after you say it or after you do something. So it says, be not rash with thy mouth. And another similar word is impulsive or reckless. Be not rash with thy mouth, and let not thine heart, which means mind, be hasty to utter anything before the Most High. You have to think before you speak. You're talking to Yahweh Shemel Shai. You can't just say anything. For the Most High is in heaven, and thou upon earth. Therefore let thy words be few. Yeah, so you have to take into consideration what you're saying, to Yahweh Shemel Shai. When you do pray or even talk to the Lord. And you know, this you know, this goes back to the other verses I just read about making your speech short, which will take time. If you don't already have that skill, then you know, you just have to work on it and pray on it, and the Lord will give you that skill, which is very important, because that goes into having wisdom. You know, Lord willing, this was edifying. All praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Shema Shai Bashim Kakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom.